Thanksgiving is a time of year when people sit in reflection upon wonderful memories of days gone by. It is a time of rejoicing, of celebration, of reestablishing the bonds of friendship and family. It is the pinnacle of our autumnal consciousness. But it is also a time when the specters and phantoms of the past emerge to dance as vague shadows along the stones of the amber-lit hearth, to flit as tattered shades through the dark, crisp November air. Blackwater Media presents A Haunted Thanksgiving. Burial Hill is one of the oldest burial sites in the United States, with sailors buried in mass graves and devilish, imp-like creatures roaming the grounds. On the National Register of Historic Places, Burial Hill has been in use since the 1620s, when the first pilgrims started to lay their dead to rest on the grounds. Many Mayflower passengers are buried there, including Governor William Bradford and William and Mary Brewster. The last burial took place as recently as 1957. The earliest grave markers were made of wood, and many did not stand the test of time, leaving plenty of grave sites unmarked. Known as one of the most haunted places on the South Shore, Burial Hill is the final resting place of over 2,500 people. One such tragic instance filled the grounds here with bodies of the dead. Let me lay the scene for you. It's the day after Christmas in 1778. Frigid weather is settling down into Massachusetts, and the crew of the ship General Arnold decides to seek refuge from the icy waves in Plymouth Harbor. Their efforts are in vain when the ship runs up onto a sandbar just northwest of the breakwater and begins to leak. More than 100 sailors, then soldiers of the Revolutionary War, are forced onto the deck where the frozen waves pummel them. Captain James McGee tells the crew to put rum into their shoes to prevent frostbite, but many sailors accept their fate and drink the rum instead, frostbite and hypothermia kicking in almost instantaneously. Locals of Plymouth were unable to assist the now freezing crew as the waters around the boat were turning to solid ice. When the townspeople were able to come aboard almost 2 whole days later, they found over 70 sailors dead and frozen. Some were clutching the brigantine ship ropes, others were embracing each other. Their bodies were brought upon the shore and buried in a 60-foot wide mass grave located right at Burial Hill. And now fast forward 240 some odd years later, Burial Hill today is still frequented by the spirits of these forlorn sailors. Visitors and paranormal investigators describe Burial Hill as heavy and hostile. Reports rush out of the graveyard of full-body apparitions, disappearing silhouettes, and screams from beyond. One woman told of a white silhouette lunging at her face and screaming for her to go away. Another visitor reported seeing a giant figure in deerskin clothing walking up the hill, ignoring the visitor's calls. Eventually, the figure acknowledged him and turned around to face him, only to peer at him with no eyes. There are also stories of a creature who roams the ground of Burial Hill. Many consider it to be a Native American curse, and others aren't so certain. Pukwudgies are original to Wampanoag lore and are small, impish-like creatures who have hairy human features and can appear as well as vanish at will. Known for teasing humans, the Pukwudgies have been spotted by visitors out of the corners of their eyes, appearing as a white figure darting past. What do you believe? Perhaps a visit to Burial Hill will answer any questions or doubts you may have. But do you dare? And to all of you listening, Have a very haunted Thanksgiving.